you Welcome to day one of the 31st Annual Salute and the first virtual salute hosted by the Colorado Gerontological Society. I'm Mark Kobrick, and I will be guiding you through today and tomorrow's exciting events. Many of you have enjoyed the salute as a live event, and so we're glad to see you in this virtual format. We're excited to explore this new format with you, and so thank you for joining us today. And if you're watching on Facebook, I encourage you to click the link in the Facebook post description to register here on Hopin. You can log in with your Facebook account with one click. By joining us on the platform, you'll get the most out of the event. You'll interact with our exhibitors, you can network with your fellow attendees, and you'll be entered in a raffle at the end of each day. Pretty good. Today's live event will be from 11 to 1 p.m. Denver time, but the exhibitor space will remain accessible until Saturday at 5 p.m., and you'll be able to browse the exhibitors at any time up until Saturday at 5 p.m. And we'll be having a special celebration at the end of the event with a prize raffle, so make sure to stay with us for the next 2 hours to see if you are the lucky winner. So now, I want to point out how to navigate today's events and booths. So for those of you already on Hopin, let me explain how to navigate. On the left-hand side of your screen, you can see 3 buttons: Reception, Stage, and Expo. If you get lost throughout the day, you can simply click on Reception, where you will find the day's agenda. The segment that is happening in the moment will then be highlighted, and by clicking on the highlighted field, you will be taken directly to that area of the event. Most of the day, we will meet here on what we call the stage, and here you'll enjoy the educational segments and the entertainment, plus me guiding you out throughout the day's activities. In the Expo section, we have a selection of exhibitor booths for you to visit. I'll prompt you when you'll be able to have some free time for all of that. So, to explore without missing anything on the stage, we want you to know that you'll be able to go at your own pace, clicking on individual booths to watch videos and see what special salute offers there are. And some exhibitors will have a live presentation, and you can watch or join them and have a live discussion with them. And don't forget to click the Send Me More Info button on the booths if you want to learn more about whatever they're offering. So for the booths that have a red live button, you can enter their exhibit to watch a live presentation and even join them in conversation. Take a look at the right-hand side to see a chat box. You are free to use it to network, ask any questions, or simply to say hi. So now I'm going to give you 1 minute to play around with the platform or to write in the chat box, and we'll meet you right back here after that. So let us know where you're watching from and what you are most excited to see. Great. Glad to see you back. Now that you are familiar with everything and how it all works, we can begin. I am happy to welcome our first speaker with a special message.
My pleasure as the Governor of Colorado to bring you greetings for the 31st Salute to Seniors Expo. I want to thank Eileen Doherty, Executive Director of the Colorado Gerontological Society and longtime advocate for older Coloradans, who rose to this occasion and made this event free and available online. And thank you to the many exhibitors who sponsor this virtual event, the presenters who are sharing their valuable knowledge with the audiences on how to live healthy and active lives. The Gerontological Society is a value partner in advocating for older adults in healthcare and quality of life. You know, the later years are a time to laugh, to love, and to be involved. Our state community and families benefit as many of you who left the paid workforce give back by volunteering, providing care to your loved ones, helping to raise grandchildren. We know that many of you continue to contribute to our economy by also participating in the paid workforce, which is a great thing. Since March, these contributions have been more difficult than usual, as we've had to ask older Coloradans to do their part in helping us prevent the spread of COVID-19 by staying at home. And I know that's been really difficult, and I want to thank you for doing your part, saving your own lives and the lives of others. People over age 65 are especially vulnerable to this virus, especially those at residential living facilities. More than half the deaths in Colorado have been among residents in senior living and nursing homes. And you know what? Every death is a tragedy, and this is tough for everybody, but especially for older Coloradans who are at greater risk and are making greater sacrifices to avoid catching this deadly virus. We join families across the state in mourning our losses and making sure that we keep all of our loved ones in our thoughts and in our prayers.
Hi, I'm Eileen Doherty, Executive Director of the Colorado Gerontological Society. The Society is proud to be a leader in working with and advocating on behalf of older adults in Colorado. We're even more proud that you have joined us at the 31st Annual Virtual Salute to Seniors, and that you are willing to help us to explore the many new ways that we can bring information and education about the resources and services to you in the comfort of your living room during this pandemic. The first thing I would like to do is to thank each of you for the efforts that you have made as we have battled the COVID-19 pandemic in our state. These sacrifices have been hard, and they'll continue to be hard for the foreseeable future. Last week, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment reviewed the current status of the pandemic and where we are as a state. On a daily basis, the governor and his team monitor outbreaks and the possible impact on our health, our economy, and our society. The reports and the findings of the data suggest that we are facing an increased rate of outbreaks as we enter the fall in 2021. It's important that we all practice social distancing, wear masks, limit our contacts, as well as practice good hand washing and sanitation techniques. For us as older adults, staying home, being dependent on others for shopping, and not being able to visit family and friends is very challenging. By our very nature, we're social human beings. We want to be independent. The pandemic has been most challenging to our frail and vulnerable older adults who are living in nursing homes and assisted living residents. Many of you have family and members and friends living in nursing homes and assisted living residences who have succumbed to the disease, some even to death. Our prayers and thoughts are with these families. The Society's offices did stay open during the pandemic. We knew we needed to support all of you, many of you with food and medicine, regular phone calls, and professional advice on how to meet the ever-changing policies that were being handed to us by the local, state, and federal agencies. We knew we needed to advocate for strong policies to protect the needs of older adults and continue to meet your needs, especially since there are many groups competing for these scarce resources. To meet the many cries of loneliness and isolation that we heard, the Society has launched a telephone buddy program. We have more than 100 volunteers who are calling older adults once or twice a week to check in, to make sure their needs are being met, and to just spend a few minutes breaking the isolation and boredom that they may be experiencing. Having a telephone buddy is one more way to make you feel special and loved. I ask, do you need a telephone buddy? Or do any of you want to be a telephone buddy? If so, please call us at 303-333-3482, or just put your information in the chat box. The Society has also, during this pandemic, expanded our work with advanced care planning. Given the high rates of hospitalization and deaths from COVID-19 among older adults, we are all being encouraged to review our current wishes for medical decisions. If you don't have any written advanced care plans, you should start the conversation with your loved ones. Write down your wishes and complete the forms. At our website at www.senioranswers.org, you can find tutorials and directions on the forms you should complete. This fall, we also plan to be a leading voice to encourage everyone to be immunized for flu, pneumonia, and shingles. Put a note in the chat if you want more information about the flu vaccines this fall. We are also working with policymakers on prioritizing groups for the COVID-19 vaccine when it becomes available. We will be advocating for older adults in long-term care, but most of all, we will be advocating to protect the staff who care for our loved ones in these settings. For those of you who regularly join us for Medicare Monday in October and November, we will be bringing those classes, workshops, individual counseling sessions, and help with enrollments, all again virtually. The format will be different, but we promise to bring you the most up-to-date information. Put a note in the chat box again if you want to join us. And since we're all becoming more skilled at using our smartphones, telephones, and computers, we invite you to check us out at our website at www.senioranswers.org for our many other services and resources. If you have any special requests, put them in the chat box, or again, just call us at 303-333-3482. As with every challenge, there's an opportunity to learn new things and new skills. And today, the Salute to Seniors is providing you with the opportunity to get more information from our experts, to learn more about maintaining relationships with technology, to install devices to make your home smarter, and practical things to keep your mind and your brain healthy, something we all want to do. And the salute would just not be the salute without some fun. Our great lineup for the next 2 days includes a car show courtesy of Forney Museum of Transportation and live entertainment with Hazel Miller and the Collective. Pens, pads, pencils, cups, and other goodies will all be missing this year, but we're pleased to announce that Walgreens, in partnership with United Healthcare, is going to be giving out a limited number of goodie bags at 36 stores in Colorado on the first Tuesday of September, and again on the first Tuesday of October. Be sure you visit the Walgreens booth or the United booth for more details. And we have left the best for last. We have at least one goodie bag for you. Courtesy of Cigna, our title sponsor, goodie bags can be mailed to your home. Put a note in the chat box if you want one mailed to you. Throughout the day, make sure to visit the Cigna booth, learn more about their services, and just say thank you to them for helping us to bring this program to you. New opportunities and challenges are helping us to grow all the time at the Society. Please enjoy the next 2 days. Share any ideas and comments with us. We invite you to grow with us. We are here to help. Be safe, but use technology whenever possible from the comfort of your home. Enjoy the salute. And now it is time to enjoy the booths, learn more about resources and services.
Thank you, Eileen, for your special words and for putting together this virtual event for the last 31 years. Incredible. If you are just joining us on Facebook, I'd like to remind you that you can click on the link in the post to join us on the interactive platform. Our next speaker is Jack York, president and co-founder of N2L. Jack will talk to us about new ways of staying connected with old friends and maintaining relationships with the help of technology.
Greetings, my name is Jack York. I'm one of the founders of It's Never Too Late, IN2L, and I'm delighted to be a part of the virtual Colorado Gerontological Society Conference. Our company is based in Colorado. We've been around for 21 years and been good friends with Eileen during that time. And like everyone else, she's getting creative and the organization's getting creative with this virtual conference. So IN2L has been around for 21 years. Our mission and our passion from day one is to keep older adults connected through technology. Our focus has primarily been folks living in senior living communities. What I'm going to be talking about today is relevant for whether you live in a community or live at home. We're all about just trying to show you some examples and ways to stay connected. So I'll get rid of my mug as I walk through the presentation. And it's all, again, about staying engaged through technology now more than ever. And isn't that the truth with the whole pandemic and everything that we are having to deal with? So the issue of engagement, I think it's always been a big deal. A lot of people live at home, but they still can be lonely if they're not connected to any kind of outside friends and family. But all of a sudden with the pandemic, I think it's catapulted to really just a huge issue on so many levels. People aren't able to go to senior centers or adult day programs or whatever it may be. It's obviously difficult to travel. You want to be cautious when you're with your friends or family. It's just uprooted what we've all kind of taken for granted, and the importance of technology. Obviously, it doesn't replace being there and one-on-one hugs matter, but at the same time, it's a great way to stay connected in a world that has changed so dramatically, so quickly. It's been surprising, maybe not surprising, but certainly eye-opening to me, how not being connected, being isolated, how many older adults do feel lonely, and what the outcomes of that are. You normally would make the connection maybe to depression, but how it ties into other issues, whether it's sleep disorders, depression, cognitive decline, whatever it may be. So it's such a big deal to try to figure out ways to stay connected. And you have to be a lot more proactive now than probably anybody is used to. But again, through all this, there's been some silver linings. And one of them for me personally has just been seeing how creative so many older adults have been in staying connected. I'm a fairly technically competent person, but I never would have thought of setting up my own live stream. But this is an example of a live stream, which simply means the ability to just log on and to see some kind of group experience going on. But this was actually, this picture I have here is a live stream that was set up by a resident at a senior living community in Southern California called Front Porch. That's the gentleman in the top center in that picture. And he set up his own live stream. I won't go into details about how you set it up, but it's really not that difficult. And my email address is at the end if anybody wants to reach out to me to talk about it specifically. But it's amazing how what he's done in his community is at 3 o'clock every afternoon. They have different topics, but there's always something going on. And the different residents at this community log on and they join a discussion. But that doesn't need to happen in a senior living community. That obviously could happen just somebody in your network of friends and acquaintances, family, whatever it may be. Just set up something like this where you can stay connected to the people that matter to you. And again, it's not as difficult as it may seem. And there's lots of ways to make experiences like this happen. This is a great example of creativity. This is actually taken before the pandemic, but it's the kind of thing that can happen easily just by hooking up to your own television. This is a woman dealing with macular degeneration that she's in Colorado. Her grandson is in California, and the teacher sends to this couple the lesson plan from their school, and they start doing virtual homework just like this. Oh, excuse me, just like this.
Yeah. Sorry, I was ripping on the cat's ear.
It's nice now to ice cookie, 5 lemons, 4 faces.
And so just a cool way to stay connected, just with creativity and technology. And again, it's easy to hook up your laptop or any kind of computer to a television and be able to have an experience like that. I'm going to just whip through real quickly some things that we see people doing out there. This is a great example of travel. I'll walk through just different general topics. So we as a company provide these kinds of experiences for our customers, but you don't need us to be able to have these kinds of experiences. The simplest thing you can do is just put in YouTube and type in the name of a place that you want to go visit. But it's amazing what's out there online and different organizations and people and content and things that are available to kind of recreate a travel experience when it's difficult to travel right now. So Rick Steves Europe, he's got all kinds of content. He's been a partner of ours over the years. We recommend his content. But again, just going on the internet provides you all kinds of experiences. By the way, throughout this presentation, I will be talking about different links and such. We'll be sending a list afterwards that CGS can have, and so don't worry about writing all these things down. We'll make it available afterwards. So from a spirituality standpoint, obviously people have been disconnected from their houses of worship, and it's amazing how many communities or how many churches, synagogues are setting up online streaming services that you can just reach out to your local church and find out what they have available. Chances are they'll have something. There's also great national resources, live stream sermons from Our Daily Bread, the link here to Utmost. That's more of it's kind of non-denominational, inspirational content. Rosaries, again, just so much content that's out there. It's remarkable, and a way to keep spiritually nourished through a time when when it's difficult to sometimes get that in your normal way. One of the silver linings out of the pandemic has been how many organizations that historically either put you through an arduous sign-up process or even charge you to travel through their site, how many things are available now for free and relatively easy to link to that have not always been that way. So museums are great. There's a list here of different museums. I can't believe what it's like to go through the Louvre in Paris just remotely with the different kinds of 3D animations and things that they have. You can get lost in these museums, and it's a great thing just to kind of make yourself maybe visit a couple museums every week, and all the things that you would like to get to. Here's a way to do it right now through any kind of device that you may have. We like to point people to the Good News Network. I don't know about any of you out there, but for me, I've had enough sometimes of all the cable news, whatever your political inkling is. It just seems to get so caustic. The Good News Network is a great way to see some of the positive things that are happening and going on all over the country. I like looking at that a couple times a week. My mom was she passed away a couple decades ago, but man, she was a Dear Abby junkie, and it's cool that stuff is still available and still able to be reached. We love Google Earth. For those of you who have used it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, just go to Google Earth in your URL, just where you put in the www, and you can put in an address of really virtually anywhere in the world. And you can look up. You feel like you're on a spaceship. You can zoom into maybe the church you used to go to, your school, whatever it may be, and there's the house that you grew up in. It's amazing what an experience it is to do that, and that's again an easy, cheap, free thing to do. That's pretty engaging through all of this stuff. There are all kinds of ways to exercise your mind. We as a company have partnered with a cognitive company, cognitive brain fitness, called Happy Neuron. There's Luminosity, Posit Science, a few things that are out there. They have different levels of difficulty. A lot of them are designed for older adults. Just a great way to stay connected and engaged. TED Talks, for those of you who are familiar with that, will know what I'm talking about, but they're just short 10 to 15-minute talks about virtually any topic under the sun. And it's remarkable to hear either famous people or not so famous people just talk about their areas of expertise. And all of a sudden you can become another silver lining through the pandemic. You can become incredibly well-versed in all kinds of topics and such that you may not have been accustomed to before all of this isolation. Again, most of you, if you're watching this, you probably know about some of these things, but there's so many different ways to stay connected to friends and family, Skype and Zoom. Be careful of some of these things because sometimes they try to upsell you into something that's a monthly subscription, and most of them have pretty robust free offerings. I put a couple of things here at the end of this slide. Marco Polo is a great way. It's primarily designed for a smartphone, but it's a really easy way to send videos to your friends back and forth. I use it all the time with a whole bunch of people I know all over the country. And then House Party is it's also either can be used on a phone or a computer, but it's you're playing a game, whether it's Trivial Pursuit or cognitive kind of fun quizzes and puzzles and such, or whether it's the games that you draw things and stuff like that. But what's unique about it is that while you're playing the game, you're physically looking at who you're playing with. So I have 3 kids in their 20s, and usually once a week we're playing House Party or something else like that. That is a great way to stay connected. So lots of tools out there. I'll talk at the end about the importance of getting some training on these things. Again, we do work a lot with senior living communities. It's creative to see what they've been doing. Christian living communities here locally, they just have taken their exercise classes outside. A lot of them have opened up things that you can do if you're in the community and participate in some of these things like this that are obviously appropriately socially distanced. You see entertainers in the staff of these communities just cranking out and singing and doing all kinds of fun stuff. A community in Nebraska is even got horses coming by and saying hi to the residents that can't all get out. So again, it's difficult. It's so difficult and it's painful, some of the experiences that are happening for people, but it's also cool to see the creativity that's out there. This is something that's been done at a senior living community here locally at Claremont Park, also part of Christian Living Communities, but they have a virtual cooking class. And again, they've opened that up to some of the non-residents, but there's all kinds of things that you could be learning to do if you do searching for these different live streams and things that are out there. There are an incredible amount of resources that are available all over the internet. Again, don't worry about writing these things down. We'll be able to get you a link afterwards that shows you where they are and lets you open up to get to them. An organization that we like, kayvannorman.com, she is in Montana, but has all kinds of exercises and all kinds of links and things you can do and video clips and such that are designed to keep people moving around and just staying engaged through this whole pandemic. But there's so many, like I was talking museums before, there's concerts galore, National Geographic, different kinds of virtual tours you can take from gardens and such. You honestly, and again, I don't mean to be flippant about any of this being it's good what we're going through, but if you do leave yourself open to different kinds of virtual experiences, it is amazing what is out there. Spanish movies, French movies, learn a language, whatever that may be. Virtual field trips. You can feel like you're 13 years old again on a bus going out to take a virtual or taking a field trip. So again, it's amazing what's out there for folks that are willing to kind of jump off a cliff and do that. So again, I'm kind of being assumptive in this presentation about that the people are watching this do have some kind of computer literacy. If you don't, or if you need help, a couple local references. Matt Monroe is a good friend of mine, a company called Groovy Tech that's all about training and keeping seniors abreast of what's going on. They'll do all kinds of virtual training for you, whatever kind of computer that you have or smartphone. Senior Planet has local connections. CGS may be able to point you to some senior agencies and other kinds of training that's out there, but it really is a big deal to get training. There is options that are available. And so just wrapping up, this whole issue of isolation, it's definitely not going away. And I think that some of these tips and tools and things that are out there, it really is it's an opportunity to expand what you're doing. And like I said before, I don't want to come across to be flippant about how difficult these times are, but there's really positive things that are out there and ways to stay connected. Like I said, I have 3 kids in their 20s. One's in Washington, D.C., one's in Louisiana, one's in California. And we are as connected as we've ever have been through these kinds of tools. So if you can put yourself through the pain a little bit of learning how to use some of them, I think you'll be walk away very excited that you're doing it in different ways to stay connected. So maybe that's a little too blunt to say there's no choice but to embrace technology, but I think it's fair to say that your experience will definitely be enhanced if you do jump off a cliff and do that. So just in wrapping up, stay safe, wear your mask, socially distance, do all the things that we know we should be doing. Hopefully things will get calmer sooner rather than later. If you have any questions for me from this webinar, or you want to learn more about other opportunities, feel free to reach out to me. My email's right there. And once again, Eileen, thanks for the work that you have done for decades to help older adults living in Colorado. So thanks for having me be a brief part of your virtual conference. Over and out. Good luck to everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you, Jack, for your presentation and for explaining all the ways that our viewers can stay connected and active. And we can really see these difficult moments as opportunities, and we're never too old to learn something new, right? And now I'd like to invite you all to visit our resource fair. You will have about 15 minutes until we meet back on stage. Don't worry, you will have more opportunities to go back to the expo. Make sure to keep an eye on the time so you don't miss the next speaker. As a reminder, all you need to do is click on the Expo button on the left-hand side of the bar, and there you can scroll through the list. Click on the ones which catch your eye, watch videos, visit websites, and click on Send Me More Information. Go ahead now. If you're watching us on Facebook, don't feel like you're missing out. Follow the link in the description and get logged into our virtual conference platform. Welcome back to the stage. I hope that you have found some interesting and useful resources. We will have 2 more opportunities today for you to continue exploring the expo booths. I would like to welcome our next speaker, Clarence Burton, to the stage from Planet, Colorado, and he's going to talk to us about smart homes and how they can make our homes and our lives a lot better.
Hi, my name's Clarence Burton, and I'm with Senior Planet Colorado. Senior Planet provides technology training on a wide range of topics. Today, we'll be talking about smart homes. We have a lot to cover in a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and dive in. A quick overview of what we'll cover. We'll describe what a smart home device is. We'll talk about the pros of using smart home technology. I'll mention a few of the popular devices out there, and then I'll wrap up with privacy and security concerns, as well as tips for you to use when using this new technology. So what is a smart home? Simply put, a smart home has Internet of Things technology. And Internet of Things technology is simply a device that's internet capable, so it connects to the internet, and it uses that to connect you to other devices, and devices connect to one another. When these systems are integrated with one another, they make your home smart, to say. Hopefully life is more convenient, can save you money. We'll talk about some of the pros, but all of them together create a smart home. So the pros of using a smart home, what benefits can you expect? So some of these devices will help you save time. Some will help you save money. Others will actually make your home safer. And you can also use these devices for your own health and well-being. And then finally, of course, they can help you have fun. So I'll give a few specific examples of different popular devices next, and those will show how they have all of these different benefits. So home assistants, you've likely seen these, heard of these. Prices can vary. They range from everything from $100 all the way up to $300. And a few of the popular devices out there are the Amazon Echo, equipped with Alexa, the Google Home, as well as the Apple HomePod. And a home assistant is a device that you're able to talk to and ask questions and give reminders to, and I'll give you some examples. So you could ask a home assistant, what's the weather today? And it'll give you a report on the weather. You could ask a home assistant, what was the score of the Rockies game last night? And it will give you the score of the game. And how it does this is it takes a moment, you ask a question, and then a mix of machine learning and artificial intelligence, access to the internet, it thinks about the question, and then it responds to you. And so that's why they call it a home assistant. You can also use a home assistant for reminders. So you could tell the home assistant your different medications and what time that you should take them and what days you should take them on. And the home assistant will give you reminders on what days to take your medicine, at what time to take your medicine. It'll remind you of doctor's appointments. So it really is like having an assistant in your home. Now, some home assistants have screens on them, and the reason why you might want a screen is it allows you to do things like video chat with other people, so you could call someone on video. It also allows you to browse the internet. Maybe you might want to pull up a video of your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe and watch the recipe being prepared in your kitchen as you're working alongside it. And you could do that with a screen. And just a couple examples there, prices can range from the low 100s all to even as low as $90. And so we've got on here the Google Nest Hub, as well as the Amazon Echo Show. So the Show is the one with the screen on it. There are other options out there, but these are just a few examples. All right, door locks, and security devices. So how might you be more secure using a smart home device? A couple examples on here ranging from $100 to $230. Your option there, the Ring Video Doorbell. What that will allow you to do is you might notice there's a little camera on it. And so this camera can be accessed on your phone. You have an app on your phone that anytime, say your doorbell gets, someone walks up to it, rings your doorbell, you can pull up your phone and look at the camera and see who's standing at the door before you answer. So a little bit of security there. It'll also send you notifications. Say you're away from home and someone rings your doorbell or walks by your door. You'll get a notification that someone's outside. So that the Ring can be really helpful there. Now the Nest Hello Doorbell is a little more expensive because it has some of that machine learning, some of that artificial intelligence. It can actually recognize faces. So this is a pretty cool feature. So if it's someone that you're familiar with, you'll get a notification that someone you recognize is at the door. If it's someone who you're unfamiliar with, hasn't been to your door, you'll know that it's an unrecognized face at the door. So that's a pretty cool feature. It also can record, 24 hours a day and store all of that information. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive, but both will add a bit of security to your life. Now, some options for making your home more efficient. So you've got on the left there a smart plug. In the middle, you've got a smart light. And then at the end, you have what's called a smart thermostat. And these are all great devices. A smart plug allows you to remotely turn on and off, often using your cell phone again. So an app on your cell phone. Allows you to turn on and off any device that's plugged into it. So say you plug in a light, forget that you left it on, you're miles away, you could pull out your phone, turn the light off. In the middle with the smart light, you can actually set a schedule with that. So the smart light, you could say turn the lights on at this time, turn it off on that time, it'll remember. And this particular model, the Philips Hue Connected, can change colors. So you can actually have different color and mood lighting. And so it's pretty neat. And then finally, the Nest thermostat. So this is just one example of a smart thermostat, comes in at $207. But what it does is you put in how hot you like it, how cold you like it, and the smart thermostat will find the most efficient way to heat and cool your home. So that's pretty great. And many of these devices, because they're efficient, their companies actually claim that in the long run, you'll save money by buying it. So it pays for itself. So a smart thermostat, those are becoming increasingly popular. All right, privacy concerns. So with any new technology, you always want to take things like privacy into account. And the first thing that I like to mention here is that when it comes to privacy, it comes to smart technologies, the more information you share, the more that it knows about you. So remember when we were talking about our home assistants, and you might have that example of asking it about your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. Well, if you're asking it questions about baking, it might say, I think this person's a baker, and you'll start to see more advertisements for baking. So it's learning about you and responding to that. On one hand, some individuals might find that convenient because it's personalizing the experience. You're seeing less of what you don't want and more of what you do. On the other hand, some folks say, it's a little bit of my privacy that I don't really want to surrender or give up. So it's just understanding that many of these companies that make these devices, part of their revenue model is that information, having that information and sharing it with advertisers. Now, there are also bad actors out there. So just bad guys, hackers that want to get access to your information. And anytime your information is stored somewhere, to some degree, it's vulnerable. And the number one way you can protect yourself is by having a strong password. So the longer the password, the better. And also don't have any information that's personal to you. So no birthdays in there, no pet names. Those are the kind of things you don't want to do with a password. Security best practices. So here are just some tips. We're going to go through the list here. Very important. The first is what's called Wi-Fi Protected Access to Protocol, often referred to just as WPA2. This gets really into the weeds, can sound very complicated. Simply put, it's another layer of security on your internet to ensure that the only people accessing it are the ones that you want to access it. So when you're looking into internet, ask about WPA2. Next, you never want to have your Wi-Fi network be something related to you. So I don't want to name my Wi-Fi network Clarence's Wi-Fi, because if someone does have personal information about me, it's going to be easy for them to find my internet network and then guess my password. If you make it something obscure, it's going to be harder for someone to connect your internet network with you, and that makes you safer. Now, I already talked about using a strong password, but just a reminder, you want to do that. And then next up, disable guest network access. So kind of a long term there, and most people aren't familiar with it. But easily put, at your home, when you connect to the internet, you probably have to use a password. Many times when you go to, say, the airport or a coffee shop, sometimes you don't have to use a password. You just connect to the guest network. Very convenient in that setting, but you probably don't want to have a guest connection to your internet giving them access to your network. So you want to disable that, have that turned off. Next up, use customized passwords for each login. We're all guilty of reusing passwords. So even I'm guilty of that, but I've really tried lately to ensure that every time I create a new account, I'm using a new password. The reason being is that if that password becomes vulnerable, only that account is vulnerable. If you use the same password for everything, that password becomes vulnerable, they have access to everything. So change up your passwords. Next, disable remote management access on any devices where you're not using it. So again, this is something that once you get these smart devices in your home, the convenience is often you're able to remotely access the device. So you're able to be miles away and pull up your phone and change your thermostat in your home. So that can be pretty convenient. But the downside is that means someone else can access it too if they get access to your personal information. If you're not using the feature, just turn it off, and then no one else can have access to it. Nextly, you want to check for updates. And the reason why you want to check for updates and always download new updates is the bad guys out there, they're always trying to find ways around the security system. They're trying to exploit a hole in your metaphorical digital fence. If you are not getting those patches in your fence through checking updates, then you're not getting that extra protection when it's created. So make sure you download the latest updates. And then finally, let's close by saying brands matter. And what I mean by that is just because two devices do the exact same thing does not mean that that company treats your, or those companies treat your personal information the same and treats your personal security the same. So whenever you're thinking about buying a new device, especially say a smart home device, make sure you're asking, how does this company's device compare to another company's device when it comes to privacy and security? So that's just an introduction to smart homes. I hope you found some of this information valuable. If you'd like to learn more about technology, learn more about Senior Planet and what we do, you can learn more at seniorplanet.org. And then on the Colorado page, you'll find information about our local online and in-person events. So go ahead and check us out. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you for that great presentation, Clarence. What a great way to make our homes more comfortable and secure. And now, I'd like to give you all another opportunity to visit our resources fair. You will have about 15 minutes until we meet back here on the main stage. As a reminder, all you need to do is click on the Expo button on the left-hand sidebar, and there you can scroll through the list, click on the ones that catch your eye. You can also watch videos and visit websites and click on Send Me More Info. If you're watching us on Facebook, don't feel like you're missing out. Follow the link in the description and get logged into our virtual conference platform. Please enjoy the fair, and we will meet right back here in 15 minutes. Welcome back, and I hope that you're all enjoying the day so far and finding all the talks and resources useful. Even though we are virtual, we couldn't leave you without our live entertainment. The Salute has featured entertainers such as Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver, that was a great day, Shirley Jones, the Partridge Family, fantastic, Arthur Duncan, the Lawrence Welk Show, big crowds, and Jack LaLanne from the Jack LaLanne Show. And today we have a special set from the Tricky Brothers. These young guys enjoy jam sessions, performing live around the world, and today they are joining us from their quarantine set at home, but they have played concerts and festivals for adoring fans, including a Woodstock 50th anniversary. How about that? So for those watching on Facebook, you still have time to join us on Hopin. For more interactivity, simply click on the link in the post description to enter. All right, please enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, the Tricky Brothers.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today at the Salute. We're the Tricky Brothers. This is Victor Sanchez, Carlos Badinelli, and my name is Alvaro Garcia. We're excited to play for you today. Special thanks to Aileen Doherty and CGS for having us here all today. And without further ado, we're gonna play for you some songs. I hope you enjoy them and you sing along with us. Here is Susie Q.
Joe, need a shutter. A shutter right now. Yes, I need a shutter, woman. Come around town. Oh, I want to This is Had You Ever Seen the Rain? know you gotta change, baby. 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 When I come home, baby, my house is dark and my pots are cold. You're hanging around, baby, with Gene and Joan and who knows who. I'm getting tired of waiting, I'm fooling around. I'll find somebody who won't make me feel like a clown. This can't go on. Lord knows you gotta change. When I come home, baby, my house is dark and my pots are cold. You're hanging around, baby, with Gene and Joan and who knows who. I'm getting tired of waiting, fooling around. I'll find somebody who won't make me feel like a clown. This can't go on. Lord knows you gotta take.
Okay, bravo. Give it up for the Tricky Brothers. What a great performance. Thank you, gentlemen. And now, before the final celebration and the reveal of the raffle winners, head over to the resource fair by clicking on the Expo button for the final browse of the day, and I will meet you back here in 15 minutes. Make sure you don't miss the reveal. You could be the winner of our special raffle. Welcome back, folks. We are so glad that you were able to enjoy today's event with us. Don't forget, we have another exciting day tomorrow. So please be sure to join us at the same time tomorrow. You can use your same registration information to log in for tomorrow's activities as well. So you can look forward to a special presentation on mind health and a virtual car show and a knockout live band performance. You don't want to miss it. And now for the moment that we've all been waiting for today. For one special attendee today, we'll be receiving a $100 Amazon gift card. You have better odds than the lottery today, so it could be you. Before we announce today's winner, we want to thank all of our wonderful speakers, all of our wonderful entertainers, our exhibitors, our sponsors, our media partners, all of them for making this virtual event possible. And lastly, we want to thank you, the attendees, for hopping in with us today and creating this special virtual community with us today. All right, let's get into it. I am happy to announce that today's winner is Doris Osborne. Congratulations, Doris. Please look to your email on how to claim your prize. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Feel free to continue browsing the exhibit booths until then.